Hi everyone, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Well, there's no place like GNOME. Stay tuned. Welcome to my channel. I am so glad that you decided to stop by. And welcome to all of my new subscribers, and a big old thank you to everyone who is supporting my channel in so many positive ways. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. This particular series has been about stationery crafts, and today we're going to use some really cute gnome paper to make a scaled down version of a notepad. And here is what I'm talking about. This is the notepad that we're going to be making, and I'm going to give you a closer look in just a minute, but it is so cute, and we're using the cutest gnome notepad. So y'all know what time it is. It's time to make it. Alright, so here's a closer look at today's awesome project. When finished, it is going to measure 3 3/4 by 6 3/4 by 5/8 of an inch. And y'all, it is so easy to make. This will make the perfect craft fair seller. It's great for Mother's Day. It's really a great anytime gift. And the magic happens when I open it. You can see on the inside I have this beautiful gnome notepad, and I got the notepad from currentcatalog.com. They had a buy one get one free, and not only was it a buy one get one free, but the notepads were also on sale. So I was able to get these at a very reasonable rate. And then here on the side, we have a nice little pocket, and then behind that pocket, we have a tuckable. So very easy to make. Here's what we need. So to make our project, I'm going to be using another one of the gnome notepads. The notepad measures 3 1/2 by 6 1/2, and I believe that there are 50 sheets on this pad. So you can actually divide it in half and make 2 notebooks from one pad if you want. But I'm going to use the whole pad on my project. And this is a chipboard project, so I'm using a medium weight chipboard. If you don't have chipboard, you can make this project without it, or look around your house and through your stash and use whatever it is you think might work. So the chipboard sizes that we need, I have one piece that measures 5/8 by 6 3/4. And I have 2 pieces that measure 3 3/4 by 6 3/4. And then for my paper, I'm using my leftover scraps from the paper that I cut to make the inside pocket. So I have 2 pieces that are 4 by 6. And then I have this piece that was left over when I cut down this piece. And it is 1 1/2 by 6. My inside liner measures 6 3/4 by 8 1/4. And the outside jacket cover measures 8 by 9 3/4. So we're going to start with our chipboard pieces and the piece that measures 8 by 9 3/4. I have already added double stick tape to the backs of mine. And I like to use double stick tape on a project like this because sometimes our glue can wet the board and might even warp it. But it's completely up to you on this project. You can go with either or. So I am going to take this piece and we'll place it down like that. So then I'll take my spine piece, which is 5/8 by 6 3/4, and we're going to place that down with about 1/8 of an inch in spacing between the 2 pieces. Then I'll take my last piece of chipboard and we're going to place that down. And we're also going to place that down with about 1/8 of an inch in spacing between the 2. Then I'm going to flip this over and just make sure I have everything nice and stuck. I'm going to trim away a little bit on this end because I don't need as much there. So now we need to take our bone folder or stylus, press it against the chipboard, and just drive down into the paper to get a score. And then I'll also do it on the inside here as well. And now I can stand this up and just train my paper to fold. So then I'll use my finger blade and I'll go in and I'll angle the corners. And I'm going to place my tape around the 4 edges. And let's go over that tape to make sure that it's nice and stuck. And then I'll add some tape on those edges where I cut out and mitered. I want to make sure we have a good stick on the edges. So now we can peel away the tape backers. And we're going to get this stuck. So now I can take my ends, fold them over, fold this over, and then I'll go over all of this, and then I'm just going to make sure that I go in there and get a good definition of my little spine points here. And this is how the notebook is going to look. And you can already see that I don't need to do much to it because this paper is just so gorgeous. So I'm going to open this and we're going to place down our inside liner just like that. So the first thing that I'm going to do is we're going to place down some tape to cover the chipboard. Then I need to take my tape and we're going to place tape along the edges of that liner piece. And again, the liner piece measures 6 3/4 by 8 1/4. So I am just going to place my tape along those edges, and I am using a 1/2 inch strip of tape. But you can use whatever width you want to work with. It's totally up to you. So now we can peel the tape from both pieces, and we can go ahead and get this beautiful liner nice and stuck. So I've removed the tape backers from here as well as along the edges here. I am actually standing for this part because I want to try to get the best possible placement. And I'll use my big old spatula to make sure I have everything nice and stuck. And then I can go back and work that spine. And what I'm doing is I'm looking to see if there's any paper puckering, top or bottom. There's not, so we're good on that. If you did have paper puckering, you just need to keep working the spine to get that paper to lay flat. So now I'm just going to do it like this, which is really helping to loosen the fibers of my paper. And so now we have our little book jacket. I am going to open this. I have brought in my piece that measures 1 1/2 by 6. I'm going to place it in my scoreboard, and we're going to score it on the 1 1/2 inch side at 3/4 of an inch. And then we'll fold on that score, and I'll take my glue and place some glue inside, fold over, and then I'll just use my big old spatula to help spread that glue and get the two pieces stuck together. So once we have that, I'm going to take this piece, I'll go all the way to the back of my pad, place this down, then I'm going to fold it, but I'm going to make sure that I give myself just a little bit of fold over wiggle room, not a lot, because I want my pad to be able to slide in and out when I'm ready to refill it. Hopefully you're able to see that I have just a little bit of room. And now I'll take this, and I want to make sure that my refillable strap isn't hitting the score mark. So with the pad still in, I'm going to place some glue like that. We're going to take this and we'll place it where we want it to be. And then I'll lift. I'm going to go in and get a little stick going, and then I can slide that out. And so now we just need to let this dry, and while that's drying, we're going to go ahead and make our pocket. So I did have some scrap left over, and it's that scrap that I'm going to use to make my pocket. So I haven't decided if I want this to be on the bottom and that to be the top. So I think I'm going to use this as the top fold over. Again, these two pieces measure 4 by 6 and they were scrap. So let's pull out that scoreboard, and I am going to score this on the 4-inch side at 3/4 of an inch. Fold that over, and we'll be putting that in just like this. But before we do, I need to take my glue, place some glue on that piece, and we're going to get this stuck. And there is our pocket. It's going to be as simple as that. But this time we're going to take this piece, and this will be the fold over for the top of our pocket. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to score it at 2 and then at 1.5. And I'll fold that over. We'll take our glue, place our glue there just to have a nice little lip on the fold over. And now I can take this piece and I'm just going to fold it. So then I personally want just a slight angle to my flap. So I'm just going up to the score mark and angling in as I come down. And I'll turn this around. I can see I can do just a little bit more over here. And so now we can take this piece, and all I'm going to do is I am going to add just a little glue right there. And then I'll take the pocket part and we'll place it right there like that. Use my big old spatula to make sure I have a stick. Then I'm just going to take my glue and I am going to place glue here and here and along the bottom. So now we can take our cute little pocket. We can place it down. And we're going to get it nice and stuck. And that is our pocket. So to keep my pocket closed, I'm going to use a Velcro dot. So I have one of my little Dollar Tree Velcro dots. We're going to place that right there. And this will keep our pocket closed. I'm going to open this just a little bit because I'm going to go in and just make sure I open my pocket, close it, and then I also have this pocket here. So let's just go ahead and take this little piece and we're going to cut it down to 3. And we're just going to tuck these in so that we know we have some pockets. So I'll take one, put it right there, take the other one, put it right there. Then I'll open this pocket and I'll place one right in there so that you know there is pocket space aplenty on this little notebook. So now we can take our notepad, because this should be dry, and we can place it in like this. And don't you think that that is just so stinking cute? So when we close it, you can see that we have plenty of room. And I'm not going to do anything else to this one because I think it's cute just the way that it is. So sometimes when we start out with a really beautiful and decorative piece of cardstock, that is embellishment enough. And on this one, I really don't think I want to do any more to the outside of this because this is just such a pretty paper. So I'm bringing that first one back in so that y'all can see all of this gorgeous goodness. These are absolutely spectacular and so easy to make. So I have opened both of these so that you can see the inside as well. Y'all look at how gorgeous these are, and you saw how easy they were to make. We made some larger ones earlier in the week with accordion folders, but that's not what we're doing here. We've made these in a size that is easily able to be picked up, dropped in a book bag, dropped in a purse, and you're on your merry way. And then one other trick that I wanted to share with you. If you don't want to add a belly band to your notebooks when you make them, but you want them to remain closed without the help of a belly band or a closure, if you leave something heavy on it overnight, then that will train the paper to stay in the position that you want it to be in. And also, use a lighter weight inside liner piece, such as a text weight piece of paper, the weight of paper that you would have in your printer. That also makes this a lot more flexible. I use 2 thicker papers, but they're going to be fine because I'm just going to put a little weight on them overnight, and in the morning they will both be flat like this. So you really can go gnome again. I hope that you have enjoyed this super cute project. If you have, please hit the like button. If you are not a subscriber to my channel, I'd love to have you join this amazing online crafting family. You guys, as always, please be safe, be kind, be the reason someone smiles today. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.